Today we are in the garden for our massive garden plants for the spring. It's pretty much where we're going to be planting almost everything. I have planted a few things that needed to be planted before our last frost, and then I have a few things that would be planted later. But for the most part, this is going to be our massive plant. So I'm going to take y'all around just real quick to kind of show you the layout of our garden. In case you're new here and don't really know kind of how I have everything set up, I'm going to show you that real quick and then we will get started. So I'm just going to kind of take y'all around through here. Starting with this side, we did just make this addition a few weeks ago. I have a whole video on how we built this kind of cattle panel trellis. I've got just a little area on this side that has some soil I've been growing. We've got the big trellis, and then over here I have all of my garden beds. We do have 5 4x8 foot garden beds, just kind of in a U shape over there. We have things to plant in pretty much every bed today, so like I said, a lot to do, a lot to plant, so we are just gonna go ahead and get started. Over here I've got some different vegetable and stuff starts, some broccolini that I want to replant, peppers, tomatoes. I got a little thing of lavender here, and then a whole bunch of seeds that we will be direct sowing. Got all those there. So I say we just start with one of these beds and work our way around.
You had a glimpse inside my head, you'd know I'm different than you. What works for you might not work for me, 'cause that's our solid ground. I'll build a life that helps me thrive. I hope you're doing the same. Through my eyes I see different than you. Together we open new worlds. Different eyes lead to new heights, new views. Together we color the world. Discovering self to know how to grow. Genius takes many shades. Truth is.
So it is getting very hot out here, very sunny. Did a quick outfit change because that other was just way too much, but I did get our tomato bed all planted. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 San Marzano kind of paste variety tomatoes back there. We've got 1 of these Sunrise Bumblebee cherry tomatoes, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, and then 4 of these big boy kind of eating tomatoes over here. But that is it for this bed. I may end up throwing some marigolds in the corners here, just because I read that that's a really good companion plant and I really like marigolds. So I may throw those in there once I get to the flowers and kind of see where I'm at there. So I'm just going to move on to this bed right here, I guess. This whole bed will be for like squash, zucchini, butternut squash, things like that. I'm not going to plant all of my squash and zucchini just yet. I may do some today and then here in a few weeks do another round just because I feel like it. There's really no reason. So I'm going to do that. Probably I'm going to plant all of my butternut squash today, but like I said, the actual squash, just yellow squash, green zucchini, I'll do about half of. So the squash and zucchini I have is just summer black zucchini. I got this and then the early prolific straight neck squash. I got these two from our garden nursery last year. They did really well, and so I'm just going to use those same seeds. And then the butternut squash, I'm going to start from seed, and that is just from Botanical Interest. So I'm going to see here, I've got my kind of whole grid plans for the garden. I'm just going to go by. I'm not going to show y'all in detail this because I did do that a few videos past where I was talking all about my garden plans for the year. So I'm not going to bore y'all with that information. But pretty much the method I'm using to grow all these plants is the square foot gardening method, which means there's a certain amount of plants that you can do in each square foot of a garden. And so like squash and zucchini, those take 2 square foot per 1 plant. So I'm just using 2 of these square foot to do 1 plant. Zucchini and squash kind of like it to be on a mound, so I'm just going to mound up some dirt in the middle of 2 of the squares and then put my seeds right in the middle. I'm not exactly sure about the butternut squash. That I've never grown, so I'll kind of read through the packet and figure out what I need to do once I get there.
To open our minds, normal doesn't exist. Learn what you need and how you see. Lean deep in your strength. Through my eyes I see different than you. Together
I'm just gonna plant in these 4 right now. I'll do some more, like I said, here in a few weeks. But that is good for the squash and zucchini. And now let's see about the butternut squash. Over here for the butternut squash, it said to mound them and plant them just like other squash or zucchini. So I just made 6 mounds here. I'm again just gonna take 3 seeds and put those into the top of the mounds here each. So I'm gonna put a little hole, do 3 seeds, and of course you only need 1 plant in each mound, but you do 3, that way you can at least get 1 that's gonna germinate. If they all 3 germinate and you get 3 plants, you'll just thin them out here once they start growing. Let me just get this last one over here. There we go. So this is that second bed, all completed. We've got all different types of squash, so we will move on to this third one now. So over here, just kind of showing y'all what we have so far. We do have a few strawberry plants. Some of them, like that one right there and maybe the one back there, aren't looking so good. Here's one that is not looking great. But some of them are looking pretty decent. I think they just need a good water today. Same with the broccoli. The broccoli I had a lot of issues with because the cold that hit us, some root disturbance at the very beginning, so they're not doing too great. I did get some more broccoli here that I'm gonna plant. Over here I've got some lettuce. I don't think any of it has germinated quite yet. And then kind of on this part I'm gonna do these little pumpkins. Like I said, I'll do the pumpkins in a week or 2. But over in this bed, all I have to do is replant some of the broccoli. replant 2 broccolis over here. This broccoli really dried out today, so I am going to need to give it a good water. It looked great this morning. Like I said, I think just sitting in the sun, it's been a hot day. I think it's just caused it to dry out. Let's see, I'm going to try to get this without having to take the rest of this net off. The net is over most of these beds because our chickens kept getting in the beds, kept dust bathing. And so it was this or lose all of my plants. They already ate a lot of my seeds that I had already planted, all the stuff I was supposed to plant before our last frost. Most of that was eaten by the chickens. I did have a few things that germinated pretty good. Chickens ate that. So, this is just a little prevention. And this broccoli is sweet stem broccolini. That's what I have planted, like these that were planted a few weeks ago. Ooh, I'm gonna show you, I got my first strawberry. I just saw that. That is so exciting. Let me show you all that. Here is my first little strawberry. It's tiny. Who knows if it'll actually produce, but that is my very first one. So that is so exciting. So that is it right now for this garden bed. Like I said, the pumpkins will be in a week or 2, but we got this bed finished for today. I will give this a really good water here in a little bit whenever I water everything. So coming over to this box right here, I'm gonna actually wait on this box and come back to it at the end because it's my flower one. I'm super excited about this. I want to take my time. And so I just want to know that I've finished everything else that I need to do and then come back to this one so I can really take my time. So coming over here, we have got, let's see, we have a lot of carrots planted in the middle. Chives that never ended up germinating. In this corner here, yeah, I don't see any kind of growth or anything. But over here we have quite a bit to do. We've got all of our pepper starts that will go on this side. May throw down a few more carrots, we'll see. Lemon balm that's going in this corner. Green beans all along here. I also have loofah that's going to be over here, but those need to soak for like 24 hours before you plant them. I forgot to soak them, so that may be tomorrow kind of thing. But yeah, I think over here I'm just going to get started on the peppers, work my way that way, and then the green beans. So I have got 12 pepper plants I'm going to do, just 3 different varieties. The first one are these full juice sweet jalapeno peppers. My husband likes jalapenos. I don't really like jalapenos, but I got these sweet ones just to try to use them in cooking, see if I like them that way. So I got some jalapenos, I got some California Wonder sweet, just green bell peppers. Got 4 of those there. And then I got these orange bell peppers, just some sweet bell peppers. I really like the orange, red, and yellow kind of package thing you get from the grocery store with the sweet peppers. I put those in a lot of things, but I didn't want to get 4 of the orange, 4 of the red, 4 of the yellow, anything like that. So I did just get the orange and then just normal bell peppers. So like I said, 12 plants in total. I'm gonna just put these down where I think and then get them planted.
Oh my child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt. I know you tried so hard. I know you've done your part. It's not fair. You did your time. How much longer will you suffer in this life? But don't give up, just hold on tight. It'll be alright.
So like I said, for my green beans, I'm going to do them all along this trellis, pretty much the whole way down. I've got a few different kinds here. So I've got these purple Trifano Violetto beans. Oh, these are all pole beans also. These Orient Wonder yard-long beans. And those do really well on trellises like I have, so I'm hopeful for those. I've got these rattlesnake beans, which are just green with purple stripes. And then I think just 2 of these packets I had last year, these Blue Lake stringless green beans. So just your standard green beans. So I think I'm just going to dig a little trench. They all need to only be like 1 inch deep. So I think I'm just going to dig like a trench going all the way down and then just sprinkle my beans throughout there.
All your life you've tried to be a good man inside. Did everything that you thought you should. Didn't seem to do you any good. I know you've tried so hard. I know you've done your part. It's not fair. You did your time. How much longer will you suffer in this life? But don't give up, just hold on tight. It'll be alright. I know you tried so hard.
So the last thing kind of over on this garden bed system, we've got this big trellis here. On that side, like I said, the green beans, the loofah, they'll be growing on it plenty. I may actually, while I'm over here, plant a few more green beans just on this side. But the main thing I was going to plant is just this amaranth, like that. That way it vines up on this side, looks really nice from the road. But I think while I'm over here, I am just going to plant a few more green beans. Just because the soil's good, might as well take advantage of using it. So let's just pop these into the ground. So finishing up on this trellis, on this bed, we finally are coming over to this last garden bed. Like I said, this one is going to be completely filled with flowers. I am sticking to my square foot gardening bed here. I'm not going to show you all just everything, but pretty much cosmos, dahlias, zinnias, poppies, which, like I said, a few poppies did germinate, but then the chickens got them. So that's kind of a bust. I'll probably throw some, like, I have some calendula, some marigolds. I'll probably end up filling that over here. Maybe even some more zinnias, just where those poppies didn't grow. But I'm not planting in every spot today, like only the ones that have the number 1 beside them, because it's about 1 week after our last average frost, just because I am succession sowing these plants. So I'll do some like 2 weeks after, 4 weeks after, 6 weeks after, and I have that all kind of lined up here. But I'm going to start with all the spots that is 1 week after our last average frost, and so I'll just be doing that accordingly. video when I was watering our peach tree just now. Now, we did plant this last spring. There is a lot of little peaches growing on it. Like, look at this. Let's see. Got a peach there, another little one, a bunch of peaches on this, some little ones, but they are just all over our tree, so hopefully we will get some really good fruit this year. So thank y'all guys for watching again. I'm really hopeful for this 2024 gardening season. I'm hoping it'll be the best I've ever had. All I have to compare it to is last year, and last year was kind of a fail. So standards are low. Anything I do is gonna be better than last year. But I'm hopeful that all of these plants will grow. We will get lots of good things in the garden. And yeah, again, just thank y'all guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.